Hello YouTube and welcome to our latest war recap video. I was going to do this in a calm and collected manner, but man, I am still pissed angry at these guys for what they accused us of last war. So we're up against kings of Persia, a bunch of grandmother clashes because man, they couldn't attack for crap, and then they accused us of being modders because we were better than they were. That sucked. So we'll pop up their message on the screen here so you can see what they said. Supercell, if you're reading or you're watching this, just sit down and maybe turn the volume down a bit. If you're in the office, it might get a bit leery. But yeah, let's take a look at the war. Some good attacks on our side. A couple of triples on their Town Hall 10s, which was nice. Some solid attacks. A 6-pack war from Nick, and that's pretty cool. So well done to Stilt, and pretty close in other attacks as well. Some lovely hits from Andrew. So just some solid attacking all around by our clan. Lovely 6-pack war from Minor Major as well. And at the bottom we had some solid hitting as well. And right at the bottom here, I think, is what kicked off the accusations of modding. So to understand what's happened at the bottom here, we've used our lower attacks to scout their Town Hall 10. So let's just say check out this attack here. So this is our lowest base. This is a Town Hall 7 hitting up on a Town Hall 10, and the whole purpose of this attack is to see what they've got in the CC to help our own Town Hall 10 attack. And it's quite simple. It's just come in, drop a bit of a distraction, a bunch of CC hogs, several heal spells, just keep them alive long enough and then we've got what we needed at this point. We know what's in the CC, but why not, while we're here, sprinkle a few archers around the outside of the base, checking for any troll Teslas. So some stuff dropped in all the corners here, just in case there's a Tesla, just so that we know whether there is, and checking for giant bombs on the outside. That's the attack. And we pretty much did that to 5 or 6 of their top Town Hall 10s and 11s, and I think they thought that meant that we were using something like Xmod. I guess they've never played a clan that used Xmod when that was prevalent back in the day, because we had, and the attacks don't look anything like that. When you see a player using Xmod, they drop a single troop and then hit end. They don't actually bother laying anything down. I think the worst one we had was someone dropped a Barbarian King and then hit exit, or surrendered the attack before it actually got in range of the base. That isn't what we're doing here. We're deliberately using one of our attacks to scout and get intel on one of their harder bases. Why would we do that? It's a good question. So to understand that, you have to look at the war composition. So we had one Town Hall 11 and they had one Town Hall 11. Their Town Hall 10s, I think, went down to number 8, which was a new Town Hall 10 from them. Our Town Hall 10s went down to number 8. So pretty even on Town Hall 10s and 11s. Our Town Hall 9s, however, only went down as far as 22. Their Town Hall 9s went down all the way to 25. So they had 3 more Town Hall 9s than us. And all the rest of their bases, their bottom 4 bases, or bottom 5 bases, were all Town Hall 8. So including this one here is the Town Hall 8. We, on the other hand, had these 4 accounts here, all Town Hall 8s, and then we had 4 Town Hall 7s at the bottom. And Town Hall 7s just aren't going to cut the mustard when it comes to hitting a Town Hall 8. You can sometimes get lucky, but in general, the extra level air defense and the fact you've only got level 2 dragons, it generally doesn't go that well. So we thought the best use of our attacks at the bottom was actually to scout our attacks at the top and help us out. They didn't like that. They misread that as X-modding. That's what you get when you're a bunch of noobs who can't play Clash, I suppose. What else was some of the factors? So some of the other things that we saw that just led to our bemusement and or anger was they were blaming us for using Xmod because we were doing better in the war than them, except their Town Hall 11, and I won't replay it so as to not show, but let's just look at the profile. So right, Town Hall 11, a bit early on the troops, but the point is you've got a king, you've got a queen, and you've got a warden. What would you take into a war attack? Well, of course, the thing that you would take in is, well, you just take your queen. Why would you take all your heroes? Noob. And of course, the next question's got to be, if you're the leader of a clan and one of your top players does that, you'd kick them, right? Well, except this leader can't do that, because when you look at his war attacks, he warred without his queen. Noob. So these guys kind of, you just have to face into what you're creating for yourselves when you go into war without heroes. It's just, you're just tying a hand behind your back, and then they just struggled on our bases. Like, you know, this is one of their top Town Hall 9s, failing to get a star on our lowest Town Hall. Oops, sorry, I can't get rid of that. Why can't I? Ooh. You know, they just struggled, just naff attacks. You know, maybe we might watch one or two of these for a bit of fun sometime, but I have no idea what they were doing. So look, 0-star attacks, number 13 with a 0-star attack, and 14 with a 0-star attack. They've got some attacks not used. This guy got a triple, but he, you know, Vaid Community got a triple, but he did it by hitting a Town Hall 8 as a Town Hall 9, so you kind of expect that. Some attacks that weren't used. And then some hits on Town Hall 8s. So, you know, when you look at our defensively, they took them 3 attacks to score 1 star on our top Town Hall 10. The others were all failed. And then down the bottom here, our number 20 Geek here is our lowest Town Hall 9 that has expos, and they hit it 5 times before they hit it, got triple. And the next base up from that, minor major, they hit 6 times and they still didn't get 3 stars. So it's just, you know, can't help you if you can't attack is the end of the story on that one. But it was a pretty sweet war at the end because we unleashed a barrage of attacks and got some good results. So we'll go through quite a few attacks this war just because we want to show off as many of their base designs, which are, I don't know, designed by school children. What can you say? What kind of a base is this? It's rubbish. I see harder bases than this when I'm attacking in just doing raids in global. So anyway, that's I guess what they can, the best they can do. But they're quite good at quite good at complaining, even if they can't design bases. Not saying that our base designs are the best, but we'll speed this up a little bit because no one likes to see a slaughter, and these guys' bases were not particularly exciting. So just getting some troops somewhere on the map, and they're just going to run around the base and take it all out. I mean, it's a pretty early Town Hall 10 design, to be fair. It's kind of level 1, level 2 expos. They also had quite low hero levels as well. They had 1 or 2 that were sort of semi-decent, but on the whole, their Town Hall 9s didn't have heroes more than like level 10 or 12. It was unusual for them to have a hero level of 15 at Town Hall 9, and then they were wondering why it was hard for them to get 3 stars. That's just kind of, we understand that because we've been there. 6 months ago, that's where a lot of our Town Hall 9s were, and we have done a lot of focused farming for DE to get our hero levels up, and it's showing dividends for us. So anyway, if you're watching this, Persia, maybe a few tips for you there. Anyway, it's just run through the rest of that. That was kind of after they'd accused us of cheating, so that felt quite good to lay some smack down. We wasn't the only one though, because Uni came in on, to be fair, this looks like a brand new Town Hall 10. Very early levels, still Town Hall 8 level defenses, still building up the extra defenses that you get at Town Hall 10. No expos on the ground yet. No extra expos, but decent level heroes, 2021 heroes. Can't criticize that too much because that's roughly the hero levels I had when I went up to Town Hall 10. Oops. I'm sure there'll be a few people watching that will cringe at that, but that's how it goes sometimes. And it seemed to be working out okay. So Uni's just coming in, nice funnel, good value from the Queen Walk around the outside. Throws the Valts into the core with the bowlers coming up on the outside, just helping with the cleanup. The Queen has stayed back nicely, letting all those Valkyries tank damage for her while she just sits at the back and pops defense after defense. And we'll speed up a little bit. There's a healer on the golem that's going to keep the golem alive forever and a day, and certainly long enough for the troops to come in and get the triple. So lovely attack, Uni, nice hit. Okay, let's check out Jason. I thought I'd show this just in case at a rage Persia was going to come back and look at these attacks. If nothing else, it might give them some ideas as to how their Town Hall 10s can triple the Town Hall 9, because they had several dip attacks and didn't 3-star. I think they 3-starred 1 out of 5 or something silly like that. So the key, boys, is to use mass miners and heal spells, as you'll see here. You can lure the CC if you know there's a dragon in it, but you don't have to do that if you've got poison spells. So as long as you keep those miners alive, they will wreck any Town Hall 9. That's an absolute cast iron guarantee. We'll give you your stars back if you ever do this, and it doesn't work out for you. How's that? He's even got a spare heal spell. So that's how crazy overpowered this attack is against Town Hall 9s. There you go. That is how you do it when you're dipping down on Town Hall 9. Okay. Just to give them a complete masterclass, we've got B-Man, Banana Man coming in with a Queen Walk Mass Miner. So just clearing out some trash buildings here. Starting to build a little bit of a funnel, taking out a couple of defenses along the way, so that's quite nice. He's going to run into an Expo. That's going to cause a bit of trouble for his queen, so he pops her ability, gets the CC lure, decides he's had enough. He's going to just poison the CC and then mass miner the rest. This was a fresh hit, by the way, so those early few miners were actually to lure the CC and see what was in it, but these guys pretty much had the same thing in every single one of their CC, so that's another noob mistake on their part. You want a little bit of variety, boys, otherwise we can plan ahead without even having attacked the base. Okay, but we've now got healers on the miners. That's just a recipe for disaster, even against Town Hall 10s, let alone Town Hall 9s, and B-Man comes in and completes the demolition of another one of their bases. It's a sight that they got quite used to. Okay. Now we've got Town Hall 9 on Town Hall 9 action. So Nick coming in from the bottom just surprised me a little bit because I thought he was coming in from the opposite side. Getting some nice value from his queen early on here. A lot of defenses going down. She was under quite a bit of fire, so she got quite low, but is getting healed back up again now. Got part of the CC. I don't think that was the whole CC, but what he did get, he has poisoned and is coming in with some golems and giants, a nice little tanked kill squad. He is checking, it does look like he may have actually got the whole CC. Oh no, here we go. Right, so heal spell down while the CC is coming out. We've got Valkyries in there, they're just going to burst through the core. There's a rage spell to keep them angry, which is pretty much how I'm feeling right now about the accusations this crowd made. Outrageous. And that's pretty much the attitude that Still's Valkyries took into this attack, because they just ran straight everywhere they needed to go and just demolished everything in sight. He's still got a ton of Valkyries up. His queen is still on full health. He pops her ability just because he can, not because he needs to, because this base design was nowhere near good enough to pose a challenge. Okay. I think they got that one off the back of a cereal packet. Okay, now we've got Prodigy Rocks coming in just to complete the extra Ultra Masterclass. Just spams the miners. Why wouldn't you? Because when you're a Town Hall 10 and you've got miners, that's all that it takes. Lava Hound in the CC. It's kind of a bit passé these days. There are better choices than that. None of their CCs had baby drags in. So it's kind of felt like we were warring a clan from a year and a half ago, and that's kind of, well, yeah, sorry fellas, it's just you weren't really keeping up with the pace of what's happening in the game, I don't think. But there are some good YouTube channels that you could follow, including this one, that could show you some 3-star attacks and maybe improve your game a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Swagged heal spell. That's two attacks with swagged heal spells. 13 slipped away from us, but that's largely because one of our players had some family matters that meant they didn't get their second attacks in, but that happens. Real life happens sometimes. We're cool with that, provided that you come back and you grovel. All is good. Okay, so this is Nick coming in with one of his triples of this war. Poison spell down. Oh look, it's lots of minions again. It does force the queen to pop her ability though, so those max minions can do quite a bit of damage. They're quite nasty. So he drops a rage spell just to make sure that his queen is going to stay up. She is taking out tons of defenses along the way. Lovely attack, bunch of giants and golems. The king is down. There's a healer, just help keep the golems up. A few Valkyries there. just to help build a funnel for the rest of the Valkyries that are going to tear into this base any moment now. That jump spell just in time to stop them running outside of the base. Nice heal spell placement to keep them up. The jump spell's got them into that central compartment, so the Queen is down. I hope you're watching Kings of Persia, because you guys all used earthquake spells. Nobody used a jump spell. And the thing about earthquake spells is they take 4 spell slots and the jump only takes 2. That's why we did so much better than you, because we have an extra spell up our sleeve. Because if you take a jump spell, you still get access to the same bits of the base in most cases, but you've now got an extra heal or rage spell. So maybe you can learn from that one too. So anyway, Nick is coming in, and his Queen's bored by this point because this base wasn't particularly difficult for her. But she's true to her word. She stuck it out and finished the job, and then she went off to the beach for a couple of pina coladas in the sun. Alrighty. This is Andrew. I got to remember, Andrew looked at this base and thought, it's not really at my level, it's a few levels below where I can take out, but he was a good sport and took the base out anyway. I don't know what they're doing with their base designs. This is probably one of their better base designs, but it still had holes all over the base, so you can see Andrew was able to trigger one of the giant bombs and lure the CC by dropping a single troop, which is just rubbish. Anyway, did I say I was slightly angry about these guys? I don't know, maybe I might have mentioned it in passing, but Andrew is coming in and doing a very nice job on getting his golems into the center of the base, where they're distracting quite a few of the point defense, while his hogs work a different section of the base, take them out. By the time this expo turns around to target the hogs are already on top of it, and it has killed the expo. So that was a very nice tankage from the golems there. Nice choice of placement. Catches a giant bomb with a bunch of his hogs, but he's still got a few around. He's got wizards scattered around the base for cleanup, something else that we didn't see them do. So they had a couple of 90% fails because they had deployed all their troops and didn't have anything left for cleanup. Anyway, it's always useful to keep a wizard or 2 up your sleeve in case there are some trash buildings that you need to take out at the end of the raid. But Andrew has a bazillion hogs left over. A bazillion hogs. Very nicely done, sir. Demolished the base. Thor getting in on the action as well. What kind of a base is this? It's got purple walls. They belong in Town Hall 7, people. And you're a Town Hall 9. What are you thinking? Moreover, you're a Town Hall 9 with max defenses, but you haven't built any fucking walls. Some people, I don't know, no idea. The whole thing about lead them to water. Anyway, you should focus on your walls, fellas, because they are letting your bases down. And then you should focus on your base design, because that's also letting your bases down. But that's a story for another war. We'll let someone else teach that. Okay, so Thor is just showing this poor fool the error of his ways in having weak walls, because his Valkyries are just running through them as if they are not there. And the next thing you know, that's exactly what's happened. His base isn't there. So that was a little bit of a masterclass as to why walls are important, even with Valkyries around. I know Valkyries can bash through walls, but they bash through these walls so much faster. Ha! Lovely job, Thor. Oh, we had another one slip through the cracks. That happens occasionally. God's gift comes in, and all these bases of the same kind of town hall in the middle. Dear, oh dear. Okay, so GG comes in, he gets the lure with the CC. He's got a baby drag, which is perfect for taking out minions, because baby drags do splash damage. So there's a pro tip for you, Persia. Worth remembering that one. Okay, so he's got a double poison for the giant balloons, apparently. For the balloons, which his Arch Queen is going to take out. He's dropped a golem in nice and early, so that the golem has distracted the defending Archer Queen. That's very nicely done. Nice little funnel here. Jump spell down. Gets all of his big troops into the core, so that they're all distracting the defences. This time he does choose to come. Oh, God's gift does come in from the far side with his hogs. Loses a couple along the way, but that heal spell is nicely placed. Keeps his central troops, so he's got loads of wizards and his king and queen. Enough hogs left over, particularly the max hogs that he brought with him in the CC, to take out the rest of the base. There's quite a lot of cleanup, so we will fast forward this bit of the raid, because We've all seen hogs run around and trash bases before. There was quite a bit to do. It was quite close on time, but GG gets the game done, and it was very much GG for their number 18. Okay. Now, this is an inspired base design copied previously from the previous player, including the CC troop composition. So not particularly inspiring base designs on their part. We may have mentioned that before. So it didn't really pose that much of a threat. And as you can see, reasonably decent hero levels at level 30. Jenny was only recently moved up to Town Hall 10. So we had Town Hall 10 with max heroes for a short while. And then we've moved them on up to Town Hall 10 for a fresh challenge, because bases like this are not a challenge when you've got decent hero levels and rubbish wall levels like this. So into the core with a nice easy funnel, rage, heal, boom, base, no go anymore because he's all dead. That's pretty much how this core goes. We could go into the finer points of that, but it might be lost on Kings of Persia. Anyway, it's all about killing the defenses, chaps. Look at that. Golem still on full health, King still on full health, Queen is just kind of taking a stroll in the park, and she's going to end the war on full health as well. So there's another tip: if you end the war and your king or queen has taken any damage at all, you're not doing it right. Not true, only joking. That was just a very nice raid from Jenny. Oh, and sorry, I'm also having a second cup of coffee, which I don't normally do because the caffeine just gets me going. So, Persia. Minor Major comes in with the baby drag. Nice to see the baby drag being used. Why is my screen gone black now? We're back. For funneling. It's a nice troop and you get pretty good value. So mine has also got decent value from his hogs, where he's killed a defense and got the CC lure. So nice double usage from the CC loop troops. Might as well get a defense or two down whilst you can. And just using double poison to take out the CC. Not worrying too much about troops, only using the troops to keep the CC troops inside the poison. So builds a nice wide funnel, has a jump spell, heal spell, second heal spell. Minor Major is a big fan of the 3 heal Valk attack at Town Hall 9, and he's a bit of a master at using it. And as you can see, it usually works pretty well for him. So he's coming in and just trashing stuff. Sorry, I was starting to calm down a little bit there, so I've just had some more coffee. Grrr! Oh yes, crushed. Very nice. Minor Major again coming in. It's another one. All their base designs are pretty much the same. It's just rubbish. All their CC troops were exactly the same, and that is rubbish. So, oh look, it's some minions. I wasn't expecting minions. What shall we do? Oh, that balloon is tricky. Okay, so Minor does pretty much the same thing as he did last time. Chucks a wizard in there just to keep it fresh, but next thing you know, it is all taken care of. Golem down. Another baby drag. I do like baby drags, they are quite cute. I might be thinking of trying to find one for a pet. Nice jump spell placement, heal, keep those Valkyries going. Jump, open up plenty of compartments, and the rest of the base, well, look, they've got pink walls. They're Town Hall 6 level walls in a Town Hall 9 base. What are you thinking? It's not like you haven't got the resources or you don't farm, because those wizard tower upgrades are multiple millions of gold. So it's not like you haven't gone and done the farming, you just haven't prioritized the important things in your base. Anyway, it can't help you with that. But there's tricky. We almost fell for the old builder's hut in the corner. I don't think so. Plenty of time up his sleeve on that one. Really, builder's huts in the corner. Who does that? This base, on the other hand, it's a bit more modern in its design. So Persian Empire 2 at least has done some kind of keeping up. He hasn't kept up with his war levels. Can't have everything, I suppose. And what levels are we in? Level 10, 11. It's fairly low level base, so we'll forgive the low hero levels on this one. So Jib is coming in. We've got a jump spell. We have got a heal spell. We've got a bunch of Valkyries wrecking the base by the looks of this. It's not going to be too much further before there isn't a base at all. A couple of nicely placed, what do you call them, those flippy things. My mind's gone blank. It's the red mist, I tell you, the red mist. Spring traps. And a couple of nicely placed spring traps there. So, Persian Empire 2, maybe you could help some of your clanmates with better designs for their bases, because boy do they need it. Alright, but Jib is just going to come along here and pretty much take out the rest of the base. Doobie-doobie-doo, not much left. Not much of a challenge, but nicely delivered Jib, and with level 10, 11 heroes. So, I mentioned earlier they had pretty low level heroes. That's how you do it, boys and girls. Because most of their attacks looked like they were done by big girls' blouses. Alrighty, now for something a little bit different. Another rubbish base. It's a symmetrical base. You know what we do when we come across symmetrical bases with grounded expos. There's only one thing for it. So all of these air defenses are nicely spaced apart. Look on this side so they don't reach each other. There's a bit of overlap between these two, and that's exactly the reason why Geek here comes in on those two air defenses first, to flood them with hounds. You'll also notice that kept more than half of the balloons for the other half of the base. That's very important with Laloon, so that you can spread them out. The key to a successful Laloon is to take out the remaining defenses whilst the lava hounds are sat on top of the air defense, to take out the remaining defenses as quickly as possible. If you deploy all of your balloons in the first half of the raid, then they'll all clump up much like they are now, and it's just too slow to take out the remaining defense. So you've got to spread your loons out, and you've got to leave yourself some loons for later in the attack. I will fast forward this bit because it's dull. And a little bit too efficient, because we've still got two lava hounds that didn't pop. That's how bad that base design is. It's just way too symmetrical. Okay. Smush coming in. So this is actually a bit of a hit up for Smush in terms of base difficulty, because Smush doesn't have expos, and in fact this base is so badly designed that Smush decides to go wipe it. And I didn't think Go Wipe worked since Town Hall 8. But Smush here goes, well, it's really just a Town Hall 8 base, really, because it's got Town Hall 7 level walls, hint hint, and the base defenses aren't really that much better than Town Hall 7/8. So, in fact, they are Town Hall 8 level base defenses for the most part, and Smush just takes advantage of that by crushing the base. Boom, pops her Queen's ability, steps through, steps up, steps onto a giant bomb, gets a little bit unlucky, so there's a bit of suspense there. It's not going quite so smoothly, it's a little bit down to the wire, but combination of giant, barbarian king, wizard, just too much, and another builder's hut in the corner. Do you know, I don't think we failed an attack on them, any of our attacks, because we forgot to take out a builder's hut. So I don't know who they're warring if they think that's going to be successful. Raj, Town Hall 8 on Town Hall 8. I can kind of forgive the ring center here, because that was quite popular for a while at Town Hall 8 as a good way of defending against air attacks, which is why Raj here decides to come in with a ground attack. But it looks like a lot of their other base designs haven't really moved on from this. I think we've got a lot of Town Hall 8s with accounts that are now at Town Hall 9 and 10 in this poor clan, and that's why they wore the way they wore. Alrighty. Persia, if you're watching, no hard feelings, just subscribe and follow maybe Powerbang, or go check out One Hive Raids, whose content is still superb. And you might learn a thing or 2 million, because there's quite a bit for you guys to catch up on, and then it might be fun to war you again. Alrighty, so this is Raj bringing the bowlers in the CC, which is a great choice at Town Hall 8 as well as at Town Hall 9 and 10. For all the same reasons, the bounce and splash is just so powerful. It's still true at Town Hall 8. Even though you only get to fit 4 bowlers in your CC, they're still max bowlers, and they still do a ton of damage Under Rage, it's pretty much GG, and that's exactly how it plays out here for Raj. Very nice. R and P probably stands for rest and peace. Bit of a typo. We'll come back, revisit that a bit later. Okay, time for some more caffeine. I can feel my blood pressure's dropping. Okay, so we've got dragons. One of the things I like about Clash of Clans is that it doesn't piss around like Game of Thrones. I mean, for how many fucking seasons has winter been coming? Or has bloody Khaleesi been pissing around with her dragons, waiting for them? Like, just get on with it already, right? You've got dragons. No one else has got dragons. Go and use them. Take over the world, for fuck's sake. Oh, no, wait. I think I might sit here and become an administrator of an independent city-state for a while, because that makes for good TV. Oh my goodness, winter's coming. And what about those frozen thingy-whatsits from the north who we kind of see them once every 5 seasons? White Walkers, that's what they're called. Why aren't they doing anything? Oh, so slow. And now we've got an extra season to wait before anything happens. Anyway, Elite is doing a very nice job with the dragons here. Sorry, that wasn't any kind of disrespect. That was a lovely dragon attack. Very nicely done and nicely funneled with a Zapquake Rage and max loons in the CC. Those max loons can certainly take a beating against Town Hall 8s. This isn't how I normally call wars, by the way, Elite. If you're watching this, it's just it's a bit of a special event for our friends, and I use friends in the most ironic possible sense of the word. Or perhaps sarcastic, depending upon how you look. It's kind of ironic in the way that Alanis Morissette was singing ironic. Anyway, so this is Bratwurst. This is a Town Hall. This is how bad their bases are. This is a Town Hall 7 hitting a Town Hall 8. Coming in with a bunch of giants. Oh, look at that. He's got Valkyries in the CC. 3 max Valkyries with a Rage and a Heal. And that is going to spell absolute carnage. Look at them go. Just those little redheads. Do love the redheads. They're just angry troops. I know the baby dragons are supposed to be angry and self-rage, but honestly, oh, nice little touch. Look at that. Back-end dragons. That, by the way, Persia, that's what you call strategy. If I can get in and take out the air defenses, there won't be anything to shoot my dragons. It's called a 2-phase attack. You guys might want to try that at some point, because I don't think you tried it at any point. You dropped all of your troops in on one point on the base, and sometimes that works, and sometimes, more often than not, it doesn't work, particularly at Town Hall 10. But anyway, that was a lovely little attack from Brad. Really enjoyed that. Hadn't seen this attack before just now, so that came completely out of the blue, much as those dragons came completely out of the sky. Okay. Up next, Hunket, another Town Hall 7, smashing a Town Hall 8. Well, I say Town Hall 8, it's got Town Hall 8 Town Hall, but it's really a Town Hall 7 when you look at it. I mean, yeah, those are level 5 air defenses, but that said, so this is really Town Hall 7 on Town Hall 7. 2 level 5 kings going mano a mano, except one of them has dragons because he is Khal Drogo. Okay, so we've got dragons coming in, doing what dragons do best, which is flying slowly and then blowing stuff up with their breath. Doing quite a nice job. Oh, I see it's the hog that's lured that balloon. No matter, the hogs did nice work in taking out the one remaining air defense, and the next thing you know, there's just a few buildings left for these. Just kind of whittling down a little bit. We're down to only 2 dragons, but there's only 1 level 1 Tesla. Level 1, how can you have a level 1? Oh, I guess it might be your new Tesla at level 1. Oh, look, tricky. Builders' huts in the corner. Who would have thought? Hunket just manages to squeeze it. And as you can see, it was close because she only had 12 extra seconds left. So yeah, not bad on time, but wasn't really within a second or two. And now we've got Town Hall 7 on Town Hall 7 action. Look, another mixed mode attack from Bratwurst. He's becoming the king of the dual phase attacks at Town Hall 7. It's actually some nice work. Liking it a lot. So let's deal with the CC Dragon. We all know how we deal with CC Dragons. A couple of troops and wizards. Boom, boom, boom. Was going to say you drop a poison, but of course you don't get poison spells at Town Hall 7, so it could have been a trick question. Alrighty, a couple of wall breakers opening stuff up. A bunch of wizards in behind a mass, an absolute mass. I tell you, that's a collective noun for a bunch of giants, is a mass of giants. Valkyrie's in the CC, which is quite a nice touch. And with a rage spell there, those wizards just completely delete that king. A couple of other wizards on the outside. Extra heal spell, keeping everybody happy, except perhaps their number 30, who's maybe not so happy. But lovely work here from Brat. We've got dragons, we've got Valkyries, we've got giants, we've got wizards. This is what Town Hall 10's missing. It's missing the menagerie effect. I want to see 17 different troop types all on the field at once, all doing important stuff, and Brat does that beautifully there. So there you go, Persia. That is how you war. Yeah. Oh, I was going to talk a little bit about spelling and so forth. So we responded to their clan message about having reported to Supercell by explaining what we'd done in a very calm manner. As you can see, they responded to that with a message they still have up on their base, which is, I can dowel in challenge, white your town 10 player. Do you like it? I honestly don't know, because I have no idea what the fuck that means. This is London Uncle signing out from another war recap. In the meantime, let's hope we get a decent war for our next war. But that said, thanks Kings of Persia for being our 11th straight victim and helping us set a new record for our number of consecutive wins. War win streak 11, and there it is, just a sea of green.